जीवन से उसको सींच दे, लेके आया है कोई बस पाप तुझको सौंपने। फिर भी तू बहती चले सबको लगा करके गले, स्वाद अमृत का तुझे ही चूम कर जाना। प्रसीदा 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 प्रसीदा। नमामि गंगे 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 नमामि गंगे। पानी जो तेरा खारा तेरे आंसू की धारा, कैसे मैं देखूं संतान हो। माना है तुझे माँ ये धर्म है मेरा, मैं तुझे तेरा वो सम्मान दूं।
Good morning, everyone. A very warm welcome to today's event. We thank you all for joining us today for the live quiz for Ganga Quest 2022 on the very, very special occasion of World Environment Day. This is a very special day for all of us, and we are glad to be hosting live quiz for Ganga Quest for all of you today on this day. And theme for this year's World Environment Day is Only One Earth. So we hope we all continue to work towards our environment and do some good deeds all year long. Now, thanking all the participants who have joined and have made Ganga Quest 2022 a success. Thank you for your participation, and all the lovely audience and the participants today for Category 1. Thank you all for joining us. All the very best. Do good and give each other a very healthy competition. So now, let's hear a message from Shri G. Ashok Kumar, Director General, National Mission for Clean Ganga, Ministry of Jal Shakti.
Very happy Environment Day. Wishing all the children who are participating in this great Ganga Quest, wishing you all the best and good luck for this event today. This is a program which the National Mission for Clean Ganga had started in 2019 and had been going from strength to strength. This program is basically to get young people of the country interested in the Ganga activities of the National Ganga Mission, and also make them aware of the various issues related to the Ganga river and its pollution abatement programs. So this, I found that a lot of people have participated this time, much more than the previous years. The figures which I have today with me says that more than 1.7 lakh people participated and over 7 lakh people have registered. This is much more compared to the last year's of participation of 1 lakh and about 11 lakh registration. And I'm told that more than 180 countries, students from 180 countries have participated in this event. So it's a great reach and calls for good celebration from all of us. And today we are looking at the final here, and we are also looking at to select the winner who would emerge top in various categories. There are 9 of the Ganga prairies, the lakhs of college students and school students, Nehru Yuva Kendra volunteers, and all other well-wishers of the Ganga program. So I thank all of them for participating in this program wholeheartedly, and wish them success in life, and also wish that they continue to participate in the next Ganga Quest, which will be taken up every year. So today we have with us 96 team-wise winners and 72 category-wise winners. They will be going to the final round of quiz today, and we'll be selecting the winners from them. So all the best to all these participants, and let the best child win. Thank you.
Well, that's a very wonderful message from DG sir. And now we will have a look at a teaser on Clap for Ganga, the portal on which you all have participated. And do keep participating in many, many more activities that we will keep coming up with on the Clap for Ganga portal for all of you in the coming months. So can we please have a look at a teaser? All right, so now let's have a look at one short video that we have for all of you related to Ganga Quest 2022, details the journey of this year. So let's have a look at it together.
World Environment Day, celebrated on 5th June every year, is a very special day world over. The day is celebrated to encourage awareness and action for the protection of the environment. And so, we are hosting the final round of Ganga Quest on this significant day. Ganga Quest is a digital platform that is aimed at improving People Rivers Connect. It's an online quiz which is bilingual and is for everyone above the age of 10. Let's see some GQ highlights. It transitioned from national to global in 4 years and has reached over 180 countries. It has acknowledged World Environment Day for the past 4 years. It has also upgraded from annual quiz to continuous learning activity portal, which is CLAP. It is also an opportunity to earn claps and badges while attempting this quiz. Let's see the journey of Ganga Quest over the years. In 2019, we had 36,000 plus participants, whereas in 2020, we had 1 million participants from 30,000 plus schools in 10 plus countries. Going to 2021, we had 1 million participants from 50,000 plus schools and 113 plus countries. Seeing 2022, we have 7 lakh plus participants from 180 plus countries, with participation from approximately 90% of the districts across India and highest participation from Jharkhand. Let's take a look at the Ganga Quest 2022 timeline. There are in total of 3 rounds in Ganga Quest. The first round has questions to build knowledge. The second round has questions to assess knowledge. And the third round is a short survey. Let's look at the themes and categories of Ganga Quest 2022. There are 3 categories for all the participants. It is also seen that there are 4 different themes of Ganga Quest. We have a set criteria to select our winners, starting with to check their accuracy in round 2, then the time taken in round 2, let's look at the awards of Ganga Quest 2022. The top 3 winners of each category will win a laptop for first place, a tablet or a Kindle for the second place, and again a tablet or a Kindle for the third place. Let's look at state and district-wise participation. Most of the states among top 10 have shown increase in participation this year. We have also reached approximately 90% of the districts in our country. In Category 1, there are total 39 contestants that have qualified for the live quiz. Let's take a look at the schedule of the day. The Grade 1 live quiz will start at 10:15 a.m. till 11:30 a.m. The Grade 2 live quiz will start from 12:15 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. whereas Grade 3 live quiz will start at 3:15 p.m. to 4:35 p.m. Ganga Quest live quiz will have 2 rounds. The first round will have top 3 weekly winners from online quiz. They will appear using the Kahoot app link. Whereas in the second round, the 6 participants that are shortlisted from the first round will come for the live quiz, and this will be a buzzer round. That's not it. There's something here for everybody. Join in and answer the special questions for the audience and win cash prizes. This quiz will be conducted by our quiz master Ajay Punya. Ajay Punya is a quiz master, TV anchor and author. He has been hosting quizzes for over a decade now for various government organizations, corporates, PSUs, colleges and TV channels.
All right, so we will not keep you waiting for longer now. And now with that, handing over the quiz to Ajay Punya, our very own quiz master. Good luck to all of you.
Thank you so very much. A very good morning to each and every one of you. It's a wonderful day wherever you are. We've all gathered here together, connected with technology. We've all gathered here to participate in Grade 1, Category 1 of live Ganga Quest, a quiz that's brought to you by NMCG in association with Tree Craze Foundation, and of course, all the wonderful organizations working hard towards bringing this program year after year. You heard Mr. G. Ashok Kumar speaking about how significantly the numbers have improved over the years. And what's interesting about this special day that we've gathered here today is today happens to be the World Environment Day. I'm sure all of you are pretty familiar with what the theme is. It is only one Earth. A very strong, a very important message. Only one Earth, with a special focus on living sustainably in harmony with nature. And today, during the course of this quiz, we will be taking you through some interesting questions, but all those questions are based around how various measures have been undertaken by government agencies, non-government agencies, individuals, community organizations, getting together in the interest of saving our rivers, ensuring that these rivers continue to flow in pure form for generations down the line. And today, the generation that we'll be conducting our first of 3 quizzes is from Grade 1, that is from classes 8 and below. And we're very excited to be conducting this quiz. You have been told of the protocol for this quiz, which is you should ideally carry 2 devices. So I'm hoping all the participants who've qualified for the live Ganga Quest, the second stage, you've already taken part in an online competition from where we've selected our top participants. And now there will be another level of qualification from which we will be selecting the top 6 participants. right? So that's how your quiz will progress. I will tell you how we will go about it. Let me quickly brief you with the basic hygiene, which is, of course, I would request the participants to please keep your videos on. All right. Take out your second device. Ideally, the ideal combination, and this was all that was communicated to you previously as well. The ideal combination is a laptop where you're watching us, where you've logged in into this room on WebEx. And of course, take out your phones where you will give the answers to the questions that will appear on screen. Right. So keep the phones handy. I will tell you what needs to be done. I will tell you what website you need to visit and what is the room code for you to log in. But before that, let me quickly tell you a little more about the instructions. There will be 10 questions that I will be asking. I will go through these instructions one more time, but just clarifying. There will be 10 questions I will be asking. What you have to do is the questions will appear on this video conferencing. You can see the questions on screen and then tap the correct option, whether you think it's true or false, or if you think, whatever option A, B, C, D. These options would be colored in red, blue, green, and yellow. So you can tap the correct option on your phones, right? So whatever option you think on screen is correct, tap the corresponding color on your screens, on your phone screens, right? So that's how you have to answer. The quicker you answer, the more points you get to score. So don't waste time here, there, trying to look for other ways to get help. Remember, you're not supposed to take any kind of external help. You've done very well for reaching to this level of competition, and from here on, of course, as you did in the previous level of this competition, please ensure that you do not take any external help, whether it's through a search engine or somebody else in your family or friends who's sitting in your room. Just ask them to maintain some distance, not be a part of this quiz. They can check it out on Facebook Live, where this is being live streamed. So they don't have to look at the questions that are being asked on your screen itself. They can look at it on a separate screen. Just ensure that you have nobody around you who can perhaps help you out with the answers. You are supposed to give the answers yourselves. The faster you answer, the more points you have a chance of scoring. All right, so I will just share my screen now. Just give me one more. And you will see the details of what website you have to visit and what is the link, the code for it. Just one moment.
When we start the quiz,
We will now.
can you give us the code?
1 second. All right. I hope you can all see my screen. You can see the code also there. What you have to do is on your phones, visit the website www.kahoot.it and enter the game pin 8506583. Please ensure that you enter with your names. Do not put a nickname. If your full name cannot fit, just put your first name and the initial of your surname. Or you can put the initial of your first name and your full surname, whatever combination can fit in the space, right? So do not enter with any kind of nickname. Please enter with your own names, because if you enter with a nickname and if you happen to qualify and if you're in the top 6, I will not be able to select you, because if I see some random nickname and that's not in the list of participants, we will not be selecting you. So it really makes no sense for you to not use your own name. All right, so I can see that everybody is using their name, so that's good. Thank you for that. So we have 18 participants, 19 participants in, and 24 participants in. All right, so I think everybody is in. We should start the quiz now. All right, so thank you everyone for joining in. Let's start. All right, so welcome to Ganga Quest Grade 1. These are the rules. There will be 10 questions. 7 of them are true false questions and 3 of them are multiple choice questions. In the interest of all, I will be asking the questions in English as well as in Hindi. मैं हिंदी में भी सवालों को पढ़ूंगा ताकि आप सभी को समझ में आए कि सवाल क्या है और उनके जवाब क्या होने चाहिए. There are 20 seconds per question. The faster you answer, like I said earlier, the more points you get to score. What you have to do is tap the correct option to answer. So you see the question and the options on screen, and then whatever option you think is correct, tap the corresponding color. You will not see the words in the options. You will only see corresponding colors. So whatever color box you think is the correct option on your screen, on your handheld device, on your phones, that's the exact color that you have to tap. Okay. And the highest scoring 6 participants, like I said, will qualify for the final. There'll be a separate format for the final and we'll explain that later. Okay, I'll repeat this in Hindi once. मैं आपसे 10 सवाल पूछूंगा. 7 होंगे सही और गलत सवाल और 3 होंगे ऐसे सवाल जिसमें आपके पास बहुत सारे आपके पास 4 ऑप्शंस होंगे और आपको सही ऑप्शन सिलेक्ट करना है. आपके पास होंगे 20 सेकंड हर सवाल के साथ. जितना जल्दी आप जवाब देंगे, सही जवाब देंगे, उतने ज्यादा अंक आप स्कोर कर सकते हैं. और आपको सही ऑप्शन पर आपको टैप करना है और 6 सबसे ज्यादा अंक स्कोर करने वाले पार्टिसिपेंट्स को हम आगे अगले राउंड के लिए सिलेक्ट करेंगे, फाइनल राउंड के लिए सिलेक्ट करेंगे. ठीक है, तो तैयार हैं आप सब? शुरू करते हैं. प्लीज ध्यान रखिएगा, आपको अपने आप को अनम्यूट नहीं करना है. आप अपने आप को म्यूट रखिए और अपनी वीडियोस को ऑन रखिए और सही ऑप्शन पर टैप करिए. ठीक है, बस आपको कोई भी जवाब इस वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंसिंग सॉफ्टवेयर के चैट फीचर में नहीं डालना है. वहां पर जवाब डालने से आपको पॉइंट्स नहीं मिलेंगे. आपको अपने फोन में सही ऑप्शन टैप करना होगा, तभी आपको पॉइंट्स मिलेंगे. ठीक है, तो स्टार्ट करते हैं. 10 सवाल आएंगे एक एक करके. सबसे पहले ट्रू और फॉल्स. E-Snan was an innovative approach taken by the district administration of South 24 Parganas in 2021 to deliver the holy water of the river Ganga at every doorstep. 2021 में दक्षिण 24 परगना के जिला प्रशासन द्वारा ई स्नान गंगा के पवित्र जल को हर दरवाजे पर पहुंचाने के लिए अभिनव पहुंच थी. ऑलराइट, सो आंसर्स आ गए हैं. 20 सेकंड का समय समाप्त. आप में से 18 लोगों ने कहा है दिस इज ट्रू, which is correct. एक ने कहा false. I'm afraid that was incorrect. So only one of you got it wrong. Ouch, that hurts. But nevertheless, this was indeed true. Let's see who scored the maximum points. Early advantage there for Keshav. There's Nisha, Manav, Shimpi, and Khushi. So all 5 of you are leading at this point. This scoreboard does not show all the points. You can see the points on your screen, your own points. Just look at the bottom of your screen. You can see your own points. But this shows the top 5. Sorry. All right, so we'll move on to our next question. But before that, we'll just take a look at the answer. So this is what it was at Ganga Sagar called E-Snan. E-Snan के द्वारा घर बैठे गंगा स्नान. All right, we'll move on to our second question now. On your screen, another true or false. The Ganga Action Plan was started on 14 June 1986 in the city of Kanpur, which lies on the banks of river Ganga. Ganga Action Plan 14 जून 1986 को कानपुर शहर में शुरू किया गया था, जो गंगा नदी के तट पर स्थित है. सही या गलत? Right. The time is up. 49 of you have said that this is true. 15 of you have said that this is not true. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. Right. So Khush is leading, Varsha second, Keshav's fallen behind, is on third. Just give me 1 second. All right, let's move on. So Khush is currently leading. That's very good. That's false because it didn't start in Kanpur. Let's move on to the next one. Here's number 3. Mata Murti Ka Mela, which commemorates the descent of river Ganga, is the most prominent festival celebrated in the Kedarnath temple. माता मूर्ति का मेला जो गंगा नदी के अवतरण की याद दिलाता है, केदारनाथ मंदिर में मनाया जाने वाला सबसे प्रमुख त्योहार है.
Excuse me, sir, the connection is not there.
Right. So we have 2 of you who got it wrong. 3 of you got it right. That's well done. Let's take a look. Not a lot of responses came in here.
Excuse me.
We'll move on to our next question. Here's number 4. Okay, so the answer was Badrinath temple and not Kedarnath temple, which is why this was wrong. We'll move on to our next one. Here's number 4.
Excuse me, sir.
The festival of Ganga Ashtami is dedicated to the worship of goddess Ganga, marking the rebirth of Ganga on the earth. गंगा अष्टमी का त्योहार पृथ्वी पर गंगा के पुनर्जन्म को चिन्हित करने वाला देवी गंगा की पूजा के लिए समर्पित है. True or false? Let's take a look. 53 of you said that this was true, which was wrong because it was false. 23 of you got it right. Okay, some of you are sending messages that you got removed. Just use the same game pin and come back in again. Okay, you can see the game pin bottom of your screens. All right, let's take a look at the scoreboard. Devdutt is now leading, although the lead is very slender. Vansh is second, Manisha is third, Shimpi is fourth, Arman is fifth. We'll move on. Is Diya is saying not accepting the name again. Just put Diya Bish 2 or something like that. Okay. So if you've been logged out for some reason, just log in again using the same game pin and use a name that's whatever name it is. Just put a 2 after it or 1 after it or some number after it. All right, let's move on to our next question. Okay, so the reason why this was false is because it was not Ganga Ashtami but Ganga Saptami. You can see the game pin bottom of your screen 8506583. Let's move on. Next question, number 5. The Indo-Gangetic plain is largely made up of alluvial soil, one of the most fertile soil type for agriculture. Indo-Gangetic मैदान काफी हद तक जलोढ़ मिट्टी से बना है, जो कृषि के लिए सबसे उपजाऊ मिट्टी में से एक है. सही या गलत? All right, the answer was true, which 46 of you got right and 25 of you said false. That was wrong. So let's take a look at the scoreboard. After the end of halfway into this quiz, Devdutt is Manisha is now leading. Vansh is second. Devdutt goes to third. Arman and Khush have moved up. I think we have some participants who've joined in from Facebook Live or aren't really qualifiers into the final. It's pointless for you to participate in this quiz because we will not consider you for the final. We anyway have a list of participants that qualified for this level of competition. So those of you who haven't been selected till this level of competition but are still participating in this quiz, please don't do that because we will not consider your selection in the final. Right, let's move on. But before that, this answer was indeed true. Next up, here's number 6. All right,
Excuse me,
Kalindi is one of the names given to river Yamuna. Kalindi यमुना नदी को दिए गए नामों में से एक है. सही या गलत?
excuse me, sir.
Yes. Please,
Sir,
you have to. Yeah.
sir, I'm not able to attend this quiz.
Why?
Sir, because there is no opening.
Sorry, your voice is breaking.
Sir, what is the code of this game?
Same code that you started with. You can see it on bottom of your screen, 8506583. And when you enter again with your name, if it's not accepting, just put a 2 after your name. Okay. For this question, the answer was true. 48 of you got it right. That's well done. Let's take a look at the scoreboard after the 6th question. Manisha is now leading. Arman second, Arnav's third, Om Jaiswal fourth, and Eva Sood is currently fifth. That's well done, all of you. We will now move on to our next question. Here is, sorry, yes, the answer was true. Now the next one. Here's
Sir,
number 7.
sir, please एक बार
The world's tallest statue, the Statue of Unity in Gujarat, is constructed on the banks of River Narmada. गुजरात में दुनिया की सबसे ऊंची प्रतिमा स्टैच्यू ऑफ यूनिटी नर्मदा नदी के तट पर बनाई गई है. सही या गलत? "49 of you got it right. It is indeed true. That's well done. Let's take a look. Right, so new people in the top 5. That's very good. Manisha still leading, Arman second. We're done with 7 questions, just 3 more questions to go. Let's move on and confirm that the answer was indeed true. Here is your next question, number 8.
sir,
Now, this is a multiple choice question. You have to tap the correct option. There's no true false. In Hinduism, Ganga is the daughter of Lord Brahma. It is said she's born from Brahma's Kamandal. However, as per blank, Ganga was created. That's well done. It is Manisha who's still leading, Devdutt second, Arman's third, Shilpi's fourth, and Mavia's fifth. That's very good. Let's move on. Yamuna was the correct answer. Yamuna and her twin Yam were the first mortal human pair as per Vedas. All right, I request participants to not interrupt while the questions are on. Okay, we'll move on. If, like I said,
sir,
yes.
actually by the time I'm reading the question, the time is getting out.
Yeah, so you'll have to be very quick. You have 20 seconds. Okay, we'll move on. Next one, number 9, 2 questions remain. In Hinduism, Ganga is the daughter of Lord Brahma. It is said she's born from Brahma's Kamandal. However, as per blank, Ganga was created from the sweat of Lord Vishnu's feet. हिंदू धर्म में गंगा भगवान ब्रह्मा की बेटी है. ऐसा माना जाता है कि वह ब्रह्मा के कमंडल से पैदा हुई है. हालांकि ब्लैंक के अनुसार गंगा भगवान विष्णु के ब्लैंक से पैदा हुई थी. All right, the right answer is Vishnu Puran. That's well done. 23 of you getting it right. That's very good. It is indeed Vishnu Puran. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. All right, so we have Manisha still leading, and the competition is getting very close. Arman second, Aditya is third, Monica is fourth, and Devdutt is fifth. Okay, now we move on to our final question. Right, so this was Vishnu Puran. Good luck, everyone. Remember, the top 6 participants will qualify. Only the participants that have been selected for this level of competition will qualify. Okay, so please keep that in mind. Here's the final question. All right, this is also a multiple choice question. Which fish is able to breed in upper parts of Ganga due to improved infrastructure after 4 decades, as it came to a halt after construction of the old Farakka navigation lock in 1976? 1976 में पुराने फरक्का नेविगेशन लॉक के निर्माण के 4 दशकों के बाद बेहतर आधारिक संरचना के कारण कौन सी मछली गंगा के ऊपरी हिस्सों में प्रजनन कर पाई है? इसका सही जवाब है हिल्सा। आप में से 20 पार्टिसिपेंट्स ने इसका सही जवाब दिया। दैट्स वेल डन। Hilsa is the answer. We will take a look at the final scoreboard and identify who the top 6 participants are. Firstly, congratulations. I will just stop sharing my screen. Just give me a moment. I hope everybody enjoyed participating in this competition. For those of you, unfortunately, there was internet issues. You had to come back in, and I think there was some problem there. But well done for all of you who qualified till this level of competition. And of course, my best wishes to the 6 participants that qualified for the final. I will request 2 minutes of your time so that we can do a quick tally and identify who the top 6 participants are. And then we'll call you again, and there's a different format in which you will participate in the final. Just give me a couple of minutes and I'll be back with the 6 finalists, and then we'll start with the final of grade 1 quiz. Right, just give me a couple of minutes. Thank you, everyone.
नमामि गंगे नहीं रुकेंगे, हम स्वच्छ करेंगे। जय जय गंगे नमामि गंगे, जय जय गंगे नमामि गंगे, नहीं रुकेंगे हम स्वच्छ करेंगे। जय जय गंगे नमामि गंगे, नहीं रुकेंगे हम स्वच्छ करेंगे। जय जय गंगे नमामि गंगे, नहीं रुकेंगे हम स्वच्छ करेंगे। जय जय गंगे नमामि गंगे, नहीं रुकेंगे स्वच्छ करेंगे
तू युग युग से बहती आई तूने ही हमको पाला है तेरी उंगली पकड़ चलना सीखा जीवन तूने ही संभाला है तेरा कर्ज चुकाना है हमको कर्तव्य निभाना है हमको
जय जय गंगे नमामि गंगे नहीं रुकेंगे हम स्वच्छ करेंगे जय जय गंगे कर्तव्य गंगे नहीं रुकेंगे हम स्वच्छ करेंगे जय जय गंगे नमामि गंगे नहीं रुकेंगे हम स्वच्छ करेंगे
हम तुझसे लेते आए हैं पर अब तेरी पीड़ा हरनी है हम तुझसे लेते आए हैं पर अब तेरी पीड़ा हरनी है करनी है निर्मल लहर लहर तेरी सच्ची पूजा करनी है तुझे शीश झुकाना है हमको कर्तव्य निभाना है हमको
जय जय गंगे नमामि गंगे नहीं रुकेंगे हम स्वच्छ करेंगे जय जय गंगे कर्तव्य गंगे नहीं रुकेंगे हम स्वच्छ करेंगे जय जय गंगे
नमामि गंगे
स्वच्छ करेंगे
कर्तव्य गंगे हम स्वच्छ करेंगे
All right, thank you for your patience. Give us 5 more minutes. Looks like it has been a very, very tough competition. So give us 5 more minutes and our quiz master is going to be back with you soon.
Right, welcome back, everyone. Thank you for your patience. It did take us time, a little bit more time than we actually hoped for identifying the 6 participants, and also some confusion regarding, long name. I wasn't too sure what the entire name and the correct spelling was. So that took a bit of time. Otherwise, there was very clear indication of who our 6 participants are. Congratulations for qualifying. To these participants, I have also shared a message on chat to the 6 participants that have qualified. So if you've received a message from me in chat, please follow the instructions, right? And I would request you to please not reveal the game code for the buzzer room verbally in this discussion that we're having right now. I will request the 6 participants to also unmute themselves and switch on your videos and be ready with the buzzers as well. All right, so we'll start with sharing my presentation and then we will continue. Just give me one moment.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, in another phone or in जिसमें live quiz हो रही है उस वाले phone में buzz in
On a different device. जहां पर आपने Kahoot खेला था, so on a different device. Okay. That answers.
in Kahoot where, sir?
No, not in Kahoot. Hold on. Just check your chat. In this, I've sent you a message. Just check your chat. To only the participants who've qualified. I haven't revealed the names of the participants yet. All right. First, let's get across and meet our 6 finalists. Welcome to live Ganga Quest, everyone. This is the grade 1 final. Let's begin with welcoming our finalists. Our first finalist, in no particular order of qualification, is Mavia Shivastav. Well done, Mavia. Congratulations for qualifying, and I can see that you're in the buzzer room already. You see a big green button. You just have to press that to indicate that you want to give an answer to a question that I've put to you on screen. All right, let's move on to our next finalist. Is Aditya Jena. Congratulations to you as well for qualifying. Well done. Let's move on to our third finalist, and I can see that you're in the buzzer room as well. To our third finalist now. Is Bandana Kaur. Congratulations for qualifying, Bandana. Well done. You are finalist number 3 and you are in the buzzer room as well. Moving on to our next finalist, number 4. Is Monica Swami. Congratulations, Monica. You are finalist number 4. We'll do a bit of introductions as well so that we can test your audios, videos, and everything else. We'll test the buzzers as well. Just give me a moment. Let me introduce and welcome all the finalists. Monica, you are in the buzzer room. Yes, you are. And our finalist number 5. Is Arnav Maheshwari. Arnav, I can see you're in the buzzer room, but I do not see your video on. Arnav, can you switch on your video, please? Okay, now I do. Thank you. And to our 6th finalist, the last but not is Nitya Maheshwari. Nitya, I do not see you in the buzzer room. And I do. Nitya, I do see your video, but I don't see you in the buzzer room. Nitya, can you check the chat? Because everybody else has joined except you. So I would request you to please follow the instructions in the chat. But we'll come to you. What we'll do now is have a quick little round of introductions, right? Get familiar with everyone. For those of you who haven't qualified, there are some fabulous prizes for the audience as well. So please, after every few questions, after every 4 questions, in fact, I will be asking certain audience questions. So feel free to do that. There's a bit of instructions that are there for how to respond to audience questions. So please respond through that medium. It's going to be via WhatsApp. Just wait for those questions to come up. Now, this is for everyone, everybody watching us on various streaming platforms, except the 6 participants that I have just identified, whose names you see on the screen and who have qualified for the final. All right. We'll start with the introductions. So this will help us test your audio, video, and the fact that you are comfortable with the buzzers as well. We'll start with Mavia. Mavia, if you can unmute and just give us a short little introduction.
Hello.
Who you are, where you're from, what school you study in, and then press the buzzer as well.
Hello everyone. I am Mavya Srivastav. I'm from Delhi and I read in 8th class. And I would like to wish everyone all the best for their quiz. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. We'll move on to Aditya. Mavia, if you can press the buzzer as well. Yeah, thank you. Aditya.
I am of class 5 and I study in DAV Public School, Ganga. I live in Odisha, and I wish all the best to everyone who have qualified for the final life quiz. Thank you.
Thank you, Aditya. Aditya, can you press the buzzer?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Pressed.
Thank you. Moving on. Yes, yes. Moving on to Bandana.
Hello everybody, this is Vandana Kaur from class 8th. I'm from Adarsh Public School. I live in New Delhi, and all the best wishes to everyone. No matter who wins or who doesn't win, it's important that you participate in the Ganga Quest 2022. Thank you.
Well, that's a wonderful message there, Bandana. May I request you to press the buzzer? Yes. Moving on to Monica.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Monica Swami from Jaipur, and I am in 8th class from New Keshri Vidyapit Senior Secondary School. And I said best of luck to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Monica. Please press the buzzer.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Monica, can you press the buzzer one more time?
Sir?
Yeah, can you press the buzzer one more, Monica?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Moving on to our next participant. That's Arnav.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Anna Maheshwari. I am from Jaipur. My school name is Maheshwari Public School. All the best to all participants. Save Ganga, save India. Thank you.
Thank you, Arnav. Arnav, can you press the buzzer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And finally, Nitya.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nitya Maheshwari, and I am from class 8. My school name is Maheshwari Girls Public School. Of luck to all the participants. Har Har Gange.
Thank you, Nitya. Can you press the buzzer? Nitya, sorry, where did you say you are from?
Sorry, sir.
What city are you from? Where did you say you are from?
Jaipur.
Jaipur. Okay. So we have 3 from Jaipur. That's interesting. 3 from Jaipur, 2 from Delhi, and 1 from across all the way east from Kalinganagar. All right. That's a lovely combination of participants that we have. Firstly, congratulations for qualifying to the final. You are our top 6 in grade 1 final. I will explain to you the rules of what follows. It will be very simple, straightforward. You have to be quick. Hit the buzzer. All of you have tested the buzzer, so buzzers work all right. There's no problem there. Do not press the buzzer out of turn. You press the buzzer out of turn. When I say out of turn, I mean you did not want to press the buzzer, but accidentally you press the buzzer. I will not be lenient about it. So you might want to keep your finger very far away if you have accidentally press the buzzer. All right. So don't do that. Don't accidentally press the buzzer and say, "Oh, I pressed the buzzer, my mistake," because that's not something that I will accept. Right. So we'll move on. A bit of hygiene that needs to be maintained. All participants must keep their videos on at all times, but you can choose to mute yourself during the quiz if it's not a question that you want to give an answer to on the buzzer or anything like that. You can stay muted, but do not switch off your video. Then usage of any unfair means will lead to disqualification. So please don't give us any reasons to believe that you're taking any external help, right? So whether it's technology or somebody from your family or friends or anybody else, do not take anybody else's help. You've done very well to reach this stage, and I'm sure you'll do exceedingly well in the final as well. Please do just kind of matter wherever this master's discretion involved, my decision and finally, please be seated in such a way that your hands and faces are clearly visible. Don't be seated very close to the screen. Just keep some distance from the screen as well, so that we can see your hands, etc. They're not furiously typing on a device trying to search for a particular answer. Although you will not be given as much time as well, so instead of occupying yourself searching for an answer, typing furiously, you might as well just think about it, and I'm sure you will get this. These are very easy questions. I will tell you what the rules are and how you will go about playing this quiz. So there's only one round. This round will have 20 questions, all of them on the buzzer. There's no direct question at all. All questions on the buzzer, all of them are easy peasy, straightforward, true false statements. What you have to do is hit the buzzer and identify whether the statement is true or false. There's 15 seconds of time. In the preliminary round that we just did a little while ago, I gave you 20 seconds. This time, I'm only giving you 15. Right? So I saw some people saying that, we were going through the questions really fast. The only reason is because I want you to quickly come up with the answers. That's what I wanted you to do in the prelims. All 6 of you. That's well done. Now we give you Now, on every question, I will be allowing 2 participants to give an answer in the order of how you press the buzzer. The order is the same that I can see on the back end of the buzzing screen. That's the order that I will follow. So whoever hits, and you can also see it on your screens. If you scroll down, you can see the order of participants pressing the buzzer, right? So it's the same order that I will be following. It's not like I'm arbitrarily picking who I want to identify first. No, it's the same order that you can verify by yourselves on your screen. That's the order that I will be using as well. So 2 participants are allowed to give an answer on the same question. The first participant, let's say the question is, Ganga is a river that flows in India. Right? I mean, obviously it won't be that simple, but let's say Monica and Aditya press the buzzer in that order. Monica says, and then I ask Monica, you can unmute yourself and give an answer. Monica says false, right? Let's say you say false. Then Aditya is after her. So then I ask Aditya, do you agree or disagree with what Monica said? So Aditya thinks that no, the statement is true. So Aditya says, I disagree with Monica, right? And that's it. Now, because the statement was true, but Monica said false, so Monica gets -5. And because Aditya disagreed with Monica because she said false and he's right about that, so he gets 5 points instead of Monica, right? Because Monica gave a wrong answer. Now, if both of you were correct, if Monica said true and Aditya says I agree, then Monica gets 5, Aditya gets 3. And that's it. End of question. We move on to the next. Right? So fastest 2 on the buzzers get to answer. I hope that's clear. You can hit the buzzer as soon as the question appears on screen. If you can read faster than I can, hit the buzzer. Do not answer immediately. Wait for me to read out the question. Then I will tell who to unmute. Then I will ask you to unmute. Whoever's name I take, you can unmute and then give the answer. I hope that's clear. You can ask me for doubts right now, else I will begin.
Ajay, I have one thing to say. Your voice is breaking in between, so if you can just ensure. Currently, it's good, so just ensure the connectivity is the same. And secondly, all the participants, for some of you, we can see some shadows around. So please ensure there is no one around you. We will immediately disqualify whoever is taking help. So don't think that we will not be able to see. We are able to see some shadows around. So if there is someone just want to support you, please make sure that ask them to leave the room and do not have anyone around you. Is that clear to everyone? Okay. All the best. All the best, everyone.
All right, that was a very important instruction that Ms. Bhavna shared, that please don't have anybody else around you. Even if their intention is not to help you, even if their intention is just to watch you play, right? So tell them to join in on the various streaming platforms where this is being live streamed. They don't have to literally watch you live to play. They can still watch you live, but on a different device. All right. No questions coming from the participants. All right, no doubts. Great. So that's great because I'm the quiz master. I will be putting all the questions to you. So we'll start. Good luck, everyone. Here is your first of 20 questions. And of course, sorry, one more time. To the audience, I will be asking audience questions and I'll tell you what the protocol is for giving the answers to those questions. But hold on for a while. After every 4-5 questions, I will be asking an audience question. That will give our participants a breather and our audiences to collect some wonderful prizes by quickly giving your answers too. I'll come to that later. For the moment, first question to our participants. The couplet, Kabir man nirmal bhaya, jaise Ganga neer, the mind has become pure like Ganga water, by Sant Kabir suggests that Ganga Jal was considered the biggest benchmark of cleanliness. Sant Kabir द्वारा दिया गया दोहा, कबीर मन निर्मल भाया जैसे गंगा नीर, बताता है कि गंगा जल को स्वच्छता का सबसे बड़ा मानदंड माना जाता है. First on the buzzer is Arnav. Yes, Arnav, what is your answer?
I think answer is true.
You think the answer is true?
Yes.
I will pass the question to Bandana. Bandana, do you agree or disagree with Arnav? He says true.
I agree with him.
You agree with him? All right, let's take a look at the answer. There were, in fact, all 6 of you, it seems, were interested in giving the answer to that question, but only 2 of you get an opportunity. Both of you think that the answer is true. That is incorrect. So that's well done. Arnav, you start with a 5-pointer. And Bandana, well done on agreeing with Arnav. You start with a 3. Okay. Everybody else, there's 19 more questions that follow. Okay. Here is my next question, number 2. Gangetic dolphins have been included in Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972 and have been awarded the maximum legal protection. Ganga dolphin को वन्यजीव संरक्षण अधिनियम 1972 की अनुसूची 1 में शामिल किया गया है और उन्हें अधिकतम कानूनी सुरक्षा प्रदान की गई है. First on the buzzer is Nitya. Yes, Nitya.
I think it's true.
You think this is true? I'll pass the question to Mavia now. Mavia, agree or disagree with true?
I agree with her.
You agree with her. Both of you think that this is true. Let's take a look. And the answer that I was looking for is indeed true. That's well done. So 5 points there to Nitya and 3 to Mavia. So 4 of you have scored points on 2 questions already. Right? So we'll move on to the next one. Here's number 3. As per University of Roorkee research, Ganga is the only river in the world that decomposes organic waste at a rate of 15 to 25 times faster compared to other rivers in the entire world. रुड़की विश्वविद्यालय की खोज के अनुसार गंगा दुनिया की एकमात्र नदी है जो पूरी दुनिया में अन्य नदियों की तुलना में 15 से 25 गुना तेजी से जैविक कचरे को विघटित करती है. First on the buzzer is Nitya. Yes, Nitya.
I think it's true.
You think this is true? I'll pass the question to Mavia. Yes, Mavia, do you agree or do you disagree?
Yes, I agree.
You agree. All right. Let's take a look at the answer. The answer that I was looking for is indeed true. So well done, both of you. It was a repeat of what we saw on the previous question. Nitya getting a 5 and Mavia getting a 3. Long way to go for the others, right? If you haven't started strong, it's still a long way to go. We'll move on to our next question. Here is number 4. As the river Ganga flows through India, the general direction of its flow is from northwest to southeast. However, at its delta, the flow is generally northward. जैसे जैसे गंगा भारत से होकर बहती है, इसके प्रवाह की सामान्य दिशा उत्तर पश्चिम से दक्षिण पूर्व की ओर है, लेकिन इसके डेल्टा पर प्रवाह उत्तर की ओर है. True or false? Nitya and Mavia in that order again. So Nitya,
I think it's false.
you think that Mavia, do you agree or disagree? She said false.
I agree with.
You think that this is false as well. Why do you think, Mavia, this is false? See, I can't ask you for a why on true questions, but I can ask you for a why on false questions. Why do you think this is false?
Because it flows through south.
Because it flows south. All right, let's take a look at the answer. The answer is indeed false because it flows southward as identified by Mavia. That's well done. So on 3 consecutive questions, we had Nitya going first, taking a 5, and Mavia going second, taking a 3. So that's 4 questions. Time now for audience questions. All right, participants, you can take a break for a while, a minute or so, not too long. But for the audience, for all of you watching us on various platforms, simple protocol. ऑडियंस क्वेश्चंस का जवाब देने के लिए ऑल यू हैव टू डू इज अपने जवाबों को, सवाल आपकी स्क्रीन पर आएंगे, मैं भी उन्हें पढ़ूंगा और आप अपने जवाबों को आपको व्हाट्सएप के थ्रू भेजना है. सबसे पहले अपना नाम, अपनी एज, ईमेल आईडी और फिर सही जवाब आपको व्हाट्सएप करना है 8826450053 पर. आई रिपीट, आपको सही जवाब व्हाट्सएप करना है इस नंबर पर. और आपका सवाल है ये, दिस इज ओनली फॉर द ऑडियंस. बिलीव्ड एज द गेटवे ऑफ मोक्ष, पिलग्रिम्स टेक अ डिप इन द गंगा एट द गंगा सागर मेला ऑन व्हिच डे? मोक्ष के प्रवेश द्वार के रूप में माना जाने वाला गंगा सागर मेले में गंगा के पवित्र जल में तीर्थयात्री किस दिन डुबकी लगाते हैं? दिस इज नॉट फॉर द पार्टिसिपेंट्स, दिस इज ओनली फॉर द ऑडियंस. I'll give you about 10-15 seconds more. Okay, I will not reveal the answer to this question. We'll reveal this answer later together in a document and we'll put it up online for in the interest of audience and everyone, because the question is live. So people can still continue to, audiences can still continue to give answers, right? So this was your question. You know how to give the answer to this question. We will now move on back to the participants. All right, participants, next set of 4 questions before we break again for audience question. All right, here is question number 5. As part of natural process and aided by deforestation and pollution, Ganga is shifting from its original course, and in the last 30 years, the shift has increased significantly. प्राकृतिक प्रक्रिया के रूप में और वनों की कटाई और प्रदूषण की सहायता से गंगा अपने मूल मार्ग से हट रही है और पिछले 30 वर्षों में इसके बदलाव में काफी वृद्धि हुई है. First on the buzzer is Mavia this time. Yes, Mavia.
I think it's true.
Okay, pass it to Arnav. Arnav, do you agree or disagree with true?
I agree with Mavya. Answer is true.
Okay, let's take a look. Both of you think that this is true. Let's take a look at the answer. The answer that I was looking for is indeed true. That's well done. Mavia, that's 5 points for you this time. You've scored 3 consecutive 3-pointers. And Arnav, you get a 3. So 3 points for you as well for agreeing with Mavia. Right. Next question. Here is number 6. Named after river Yamuna, Medha Patkar launched her environment movement in 1989. मेधा पाटकर ने 1989 में अपना पर्यावरण आंदोलन शुरू किया जिसका नाम यमुना नाम पर रखा गया. सबसे पहले फर्स्ट ऑन द बजर इज नित्या. यस नित्या, followed by Aditya.
I think it's true.
You think this is true? Passes to Aditya. Agree or disagree with true?
So I agree with true.
You agree with true. All right, let's take a look at the answer. Both of you think that this is true. The answer that I was looking for is false, because this was not Yamuna but Narmada, I'm afraid. So it's the Narmada Bachao Andolan that one associates with Medha Patkar. So it's a -5 to both of you, Nitya as well as Aditya. Both of you get a -5, unfortunately. All right, let's move on to our next question. Here's number 7. Also known as Bhupen Hazarika Bridge, Dhola Sadia Bridge over the Manas River is the longest river bridge of India. धोला सादिया सेतु, जिसे भूपेन हजारिका सेतु के नाम से भी जाना जाता है, मानस नदी पर बना भारत का सबसे लंबा नदी पुल है. True or false? On the buzzer first is Bandana, followed by Mavia. Yes, Bandana.
It's false.
It's false. Okay. Passes to Mavia. Agree, disagree with false?
Yes, I agree with false.
Why do you agree?
Because it's on Lohit River.
Because it's on Lohit River and not Manas River. That is indeed correct. That's well done, both of you. 5 points to Bandana, 3 points there to Mavia. That's very good. Okay, moving on to our next question. Here is number 8. The Ganga River basin boasts of 2 species of otters, namely स्मूथ कोटेड ऑटर एंड यूरेशियन ऑटर. गंगा नदी बेसिन में ऊद बिलाव की 2 प्रजातियां पाई जाती हैं, स्मूथ कोटेड ऊद और यूरेशियन ऊद. First on the buzzer is Bandana, followed by Monica. So I'll start with Bandana. Bandana, what is your answer?
It's true.
It's true. Okay. Passes to Monica. Monica?
Yes, sir.
She said true. Please say that again, Monica. She said true. Do you agree or disagree?
Sir, agree.
You agree. All right. Both of you think that this is true. Let's take a look at the answer. The answer that I was looking for is false. There's a third species as well called the small clawed otter. I'm afraid that is incorrect. Both of you getting a -5, as a result of which you can think about what happened on that set of 4 questions. I'll tell you what the scores are right now. Then we'll go to the audience question. The scores as follows. We have Mavia that's leading at this point with a score of 17. Then we have Nitya, who's currently second with a score of 10. Then we have Arnav, who's currently third with a score of 8. Then we have Bandana, who's currently at 3. And both Aditya as well as Monica are currently at -5 apiece. We'll ask the second audience question. Participants can take a breather for a while. Okay, audience, you know the protocol. You know what number you have to send a message, WhatsApp message to. Here is your question. In 2021, which state became the first to include the subject of Ganga conservation at the high school and intermediate level of its state education board? 2021 में कौन सा राज्य अपने राज्य शिक्षा बोर्ड के हाई स्कूल और इंटरमीडिएट स्तर पर गंगा संरक्षण के विषय को शामिल करने वाला पहला राज्य बना? This is for the audience. Tell me the state. All right. While you give answers to that, we'll start with our next set of 4 questions to our participants. All right, participants, here is the next question, number 9. The Supreme Court of India gave the verdict that Madhya Pradesh government should compensate the communities that were affected by the building of Sardar Sarovar Dam. भारत के सर्वोच्च न्यायालय ने फैसला दिया कि मध्य प्रदेश सरकार को सरदार सरोवर बांध के निर्माण से प्रभावित समुदायों को मुआवजा देना चाहिए. True or false? On the buzzer first is Monica. Yes, Monica.
I think it's true.
You think that this is true? All right, let's pass the question to Mavia. Mavia, she said true, agree or disagree?
Yes, I agree with her.
You agree with her. All right, let's take a look at the answer. The answer is indeed true. That's well done. Right, so good answer there, Monica. You were in the negative, so now you got 5 points back, and Mavia, continuing to extend her lead, gets another 3 points. That's very good. All right, let's move on to our next question. Common to everyone. We through with 9 questions. Here's number 10. The nodal body to check the pollution of rivers in India is called the Central Pollution Commission Board or CPCB. भारत में नदियों की प्रदूषण की जांच के लिए नोडल निकाय को केंद्रीय प्रदूषण आयोग बोर्ड CPCB कहा जाता है. True or false? On the buzzer first is Aditya. Yes, Aditya?
Sir, I think it's true.
You think this is true? I'll pass the question to Mavia. He said true. Agree or disagree?
I agree.
You agree? Both of you think that this is true? Let's take a look at the answer. The question said the nodal body to check the pollution of rivers in India is called the Central Pollution Commission Board. The answer is Central Pollution Control Board. You don't commission pollution, right? That's exactly the opposite. I'm afraid that was incorrect. That's a -5. You have to carefully read the statements. You can't just, hedge your bets doing a 50-50. It doesn't work every time. Unfortunately, did not work in either Aditya's favor or Mavia's favor. Both of you collecting a negative as a result of which. We will now move on to our next question. Here's number 11. Regarded as one of the major dams of Uttarakhand built over the Bhagirathi for hydropower generation, the Tehri Dam is responsible for controlling the gigantic outburst of Ganga. जल विद्युत प्रजनन के लिए भगीरथी पर बने उत्तराखंड के प्रमुख बांधों में से एक टिहरी बांध गंगा के विशाल विस्फोट को नियंत्रित करने के लिए जिम्मेदार है. On the buzzer first is Mavia, followed by Monica. Mavia, what's your answer?
I think it's false.
You think this is false? Passes the question to Monica. Agree or disagree with false?
I disagree.
Disagree. All right. So finally, first time we have the first ever disagreement after about 11th question. On the 11th question, we finally have a disagreement between participants. Now, Mavia, you said false. So why do you think this was false? I can't ask this question to Monica because she disagrees with you.
It is under earthquake zone, that's why.
Okay, let's take a look at the answer. I'm afraid, Mavia, that was your guess was incorrect because the answer is true. Right? So that's a back-to-back negatives there for Mavia. All the good work that she'd done till now is quickly getting eroded. That's a -5 Mavia, but a +5 to Monica. That's well done. Well done on disagreeing with her. And because you're the first one then to give the right answer, so instead of a 3, now you get a 5. Okay, and that's about it. -5 to Mavia, +5 to Monica. Here is my next question, number 12. After this, I move on to the third audience question. National Geographic Society conducted a study using samples collected by an international team of scientists as part of the Sea to Source Ganges expedition to tackle the world's plastic waste crisis. दुनिया के प्लास्टिक कचरे के संकट से निपटने के लिए सी टू सोर्स गंगा अभियान के रूप में वैज्ञानिकों की एक अंतरराष्ट्रीय टीम द्वारा एकत्र किए गए नमूनों का उपयोग करके नेशनल ज्योग्राफिक सोसाइटी ने एक अध्ययन किया. True or false? Bandana followed by Mavia. Yes, Bandana.
True.
It's true. Passes to Mavia. Agree, disagree with true?
Agree.
Agree. All right. Both of you think that this is true. Let's take a look at the answer. The answer that I was looking for is true. That's correct. That's well done. 5 points, Bandana. 3 points to Mavya after collecting a couple of negatives there. We'll move on to our audience question now. The next audience question, participants, we'll give you a few seconds to breathe. Here's a question for the audience. You know the protocol. Send a message to this WhatsApp number 8826450053. Here's your question. Audience, known to be the lifeline of Ayodhya, this is the river in which Lord Ram took Jal Samadhi. Recently, the UPCM said he wants to construct the world's tallest Lord Ram statue along this river. Which river is this? अयोध्या की जीवन रेखा के रूप में जानी जाने वाली यह वह नदी है जिसमें भगवान राम ने जल समाधि ली थी। हाल ही में उत्तर प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री ने यह भी कहा कि वह इस नदी पर दुनिया की सबसे ऊंची भगवान राम की मूर्ति का निर्माण करना चाहते हैं। प्लीज आइडेंटिफाई द रिवर। Okay, participants, we'll move on to our next set of 4 questions before we pause for audience question again. Okay, this is becoming very interesting. I'll quickly tell you what the scores are. 13 is where Mavya from Delhi is at. Nitya still maintaining her score of 10, right? Then there's a tie for third place between Bandana from New Delhi and Arnav from Jaipur. Then Monica is closing in. Both Bandana and Arnav are at 8 each. Monica's at 5. At 10. Still, we have 8 questions to go. We'll move on to our next question. Here's the 13th one.
Excuse me, sir.
Springing from the Uttari Nanda Devi Glacier, the Rishi Ganga flows into the Dhauli Ganga River in Chamoli district of Uttarakhand. उत्तरी नंदा देवी ग्लेशियर से निकलकर ऋषि गंगा उत्तराखंड के चमोली जिले में धौली गंगा नदी में बहती है. True or false? On the buzzer first is Mavya, followed by Bandana. Yes, Mavya.
It's true.
You think this is true? Passes to Bandana.
I also think it's true.
So you agree with her? She said true.
Yes, I agree with her.
Okay. Let's take a look at the answer. The answer is indeed true. That's well done. Mavya and Bandana, both of you got it right. 5 to Mavya, 3 to Bandana. Somebody had a doubt. My only request is please don't raise a doubt while we're in the middle of a question. I think Aditya, you had a question, right? You said, excuse me, sir, and then...
Excuse me, sir.
Or is it Arnav? Who said something? Yeah, please ask your question.
Sir, your voice is breaking between caution.
Okay. All right.
Buzzer is also not working.
I see that you've pressed the buzzer, Arnav. There's really no problem with the buzzer because every time we do have, okay. So with the buzzers, what happens is I reset it manually myself, right? Before I ask a question. So if you're trying to hit the buzzer and I haven't resetted it, it will not work. Okay. That's the only thing. So you have to be quick. As soon as the question is appearing, I'm resetting the buzzer. That's what I do every time. Okay, let's move on to our next question. Here's number 14. According to Hindu mythology, sage Vashisht cursed the 60,000 ancestors of King Bhagirath. हिंदू पौराणिक कथाओं के अनुसार ऋषि वशिष्ठ ने राजा भगीरथ के 60,000 पूर्वजों को श्राप दिया था. On the buzzer first is Mavya, followed by Bandana. Yes, Mavya.
I think it's false.
You think this is false? All right. Bandana, you disagree with false.
I disagree. I think it's true.
Okay, I'll ask Mavya. What is your reason, Mavya?
Because it was Kapil.
Because it was Kapil, all right, and not Sage Vashisht. Okay, let's take a look at the answer. That is indeed correct. That's well done, Mavya. Every time I've asked you for a reason, you've brought it up promptly. That's very good. Mavya gets a 5. Bandana, unfortunately, you disagreed with her, as a result of which you get a -5. All right, let's move on to our next one. Here's number 15. Situated in Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh, the river Chambal is home to the largest number of घड़ियाल्स. राजस्थान और मध्य प्रदेश में स्थित चंबल नदी घड़ियालों की सबसे बड़ी संख्या का घर है. True or false? First on the buzzer is Monica, followed by Mavya.
I think it's true.
You think this is true? Passes to Mavya. Agree, disagree with Monica?
Yes, I agree with Monica.
You agree. Both of you think that this is true. Let's take a look at the answer. The answer is indeed true. That's well done. Monica gets you a plus 5 and Mavya gets you a plus 3. Now, next question. After this, we'll take a pause again for the audience question. Okay. Here is question number 16, common to our 6 participants, playing really well. The Punpun River that flows through Patna is said to have got its name from the words Punaha Punaha, meaning again and again, because it frequently causes floods. पटना से बहने वाली पुनपुन नदी को कहा जाता है कि इसका नाम पुनः पुनः शब्द से लिया गया है, जिसका अर्थ है बार बार, क्योंकि यह अक्सर बाढ़ का कारण बनती है. On the buzzer, same order, Monica followed by Mavya. Yes, Monica.
This is also true.
This is also true. Okay, Mavya, agree, disagree? Monica says true.
I agree with her.
Okay, same pattern as last time. Both said true, both agreed with each other. Let's see if the score reveals the same pattern. That is correct. Well done. It is indeed true. That's very good. 5 points.
So,
Yes.
so buzzer don't have green color, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, because it will not, because it's already buzzed. Okay.
Okay,
So you're saying the new, I mean, you're telling our new question that then you have to reset it, but you have not reset it and it is not showing that.
I did.
Can you buzz it?
I did. I've been doing it every time. And which is why we generally tend to have different participants hitting the buzzer on most questions. I've been doing that. You just have to be really quick about it. Okay. So on that one, we give 5 points to Monica and 3 to Mavya. We'll ask an audience question again. Here's a question for the audience before we move on to our final 4 set of questions for the participants. All right, audience, here's your question. Which body was established in 2010 for effective and expeditious disposal of cases relating to environmental protection and conservation of forests and other natural resources? पर्यावरण संरक्षण और वनों और अन्य प्राकृतिक संसाधनों के संरक्षण से संबंधित मामलों के प्रभावी और शीघ्र निपटान के लिए 2010 में किस निकाय की स्थापना की गई? This is a question for the audience. We have 4 questions to go for our participants. Okay, before we move on, I have a question for Arnav. Arnav, is there somebody else in the room with you?
no, sir.
All right, I do happen to hear an elderly male's voice.
Sorry, sir.
So,
यहाँ वापस नहीं आएगी, sir.
अभी तक क्यों आ रही थी अर्नव?
Sir, I don't know.
Okay, अभी आपने बोला कि अब नहीं आएगी, तो अभी तक क्यों आ रही थी? Okay, Arnav, if there is somebody in the same room as you, I will disqualify you immediately. Okay, so I've communicated it repeatedly. The team from NMCG has also communicated repeatedly to not have anybody else in the room, same room as you. So this is a message common to everyone, all the 6 participants. If there is somebody who's present in the same room as you, please ask them to not be present in the same room as you. And if that's not possible, at least they should not be interfering in your participation. As follows, before we move on to our final 4 questions. At 29, currently leading is Mavya from Delhi. Mavya Srivastav from Delhi is currently leading with a score of 29. Then in second place, some distance away, is Monica, who's come from behind. All right, so that's interesting. So she's now at 15 and currently second. Then in third place is Nitya from Jaipur, who's now at 10, who's still at 10 actually, not now at 10, but still at 10. There is Arnav at 8. Then we have Bandana from New Delhi at 6 and Aditya who's still at -10. 4 questions to go. Here is number 17. Named after Ban Bhatt, the renowned Sanskrit scholar of the 7th century, this dam is located on the Son River. 7वीं शताब्दी के प्रसिद्ध संस्कृत विद्वान बाण भट्ट के नाम पर नामित यह बांध सोन नदी पर स्थित है. True or false? On the buzzer first is Mavya, followed by Bandana. Mavya?
I think it's true.
You think this is true? Passes to Bandana. Agree, disagree with true?
I agree with her.
You agree with her? All right, let's take a look at the answer. The answer that I was looking for is, both of you thought that this is true. The answer that I was looking for is also true. That's well done. Right, so 5 to Mavya, 3 to Bandana. That's well done. 3 questions to go. Here is question number 18. The Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act was enacted in 1974 to provide for the prevention and control of water pollution and for the maintaining or restoring of wholesomeness of water in the country. जल प्रदूषण की रोकथाम और नियंत्रण अधिनियम 1974 में जल प्रदूषण की रोकथाम और नियंत्रण प्रदान करने और देश में पानी की स्वस्थता को बनाए रखने या बहाल करने के लिए अधिनियमित किया गया था. True or false? First on the buzzer is Mavya, followed by Monica.
I think it's true.
You think this is true? Passes to Monica.
I agree.
You agree. All right. So Mavya thinks that this is true. Monica agrees with her. Let's take a look at the answer. Do I agree with the both of them? Yes, I do. That is correct. That's well done. 5 to Mavya, 3 to Monica. That's very good. Now 2 questions remain. Okay, just 2 questions remain. Good luck to each one of you. The maximum one participant can score now is possible 10. All right. I mean, if you give the first correct answer on both the questions, you can score a maximum of 10. However, if there's a tie, there is a tie. We'll do a tiebreaker if needed. All right. Good luck to each one of you. I will move on to our next class, number 19. Named after one of the avatars of Lord Vishnu, the Krishna river rises from Mahabaleshwar and ultimately submerges in the Bay of Bengal. It's one of the largest rivers of South India. भगवान विष्णु के अवतारों में से एक के नाम पर कृष्णा नदी महाबलेश्वर से निकलती है और अंततः बंगाल की खाड़ी में मिल जाती है. यह दक्षिण भारत की सबसे बड़ी नदियों में से एक है. True or false? First on the buzzer is Bandana, followed by Mavya. Yes, Bandana?
It's true.
Your answer is true. Passes to Mavya. Do you agree or disagree with true?
I disagree with true.
Okay, can I have your reason?
Because it's Godavari.
Because it's Godavari. All right, it says named after one of the avatars of Lord Vishnu. So it had to be Krishna. I'm afraid that was incorrect. Mavya, it's a -5 to you, but a +5 to Bandana. Right, well done, Bandana. You got it right, so you get a +5. But Mavya, unfortunately, I'll have to give you a negative on that. That's a -5. Not Godavari. Krishna was indeed correct. There was nothing wrong about the statement that I gave. And now for the final question. Interestingly, as it turns out, doesn't look like there will be any ties. Yeah, there doesn't look like any ties because there's not really a difference of 3 or 5 anywhere. So I think we won't need to do tiebreakers. But good luck to everyone. Most of you are still within contention of the top 3 spots. Here is the final question. The auspiciousness of the confluence of 2 rivers is referred to in the Yajur Ved, which says, in the place where the two rivers flow together rise up to heaven. यजुर्वेद में दो नदियों के संगम की शुभता को संदर्भित किया गया है जो लोग उस स्नान करते हैं स्वर्ग की प्राप्ति होती है. True or false? On the buzzer first is Mavya, followed by Monica.
It's true.
You think this is true? Passes to Monica. Agree or disagree with true?
Agree.
Say that again.
Agree.
Agree. All right. So both of you think that this is true. The answer that I was looking for is false. This was Rigved, right? This was Rigved, not Yajurved. That's not where it's mentioned. It's a negative there to Monica, a negative of 5 to Monica as well as to Mavya. Well, that's it to the participants. We'll declare the scores shortly, but there's an audience question that follows. All right, question for the audience. Send a message via WhatsApp to 8826450053. Here is your question. As Mughal emperors were fond of Gangajal after the Battle of Blank, the wounds of the nobles and prominent generals like Bairam Khan were washed with Ganga water as per the royal Hakim to the Prince of Berar. चूंकि मुगल सम्राट गंगा जल के शौकीन थे, ब्लैंक की लड़ाई के बाद बेरार के राजकुमार को शाही हकीम के अनुसार बैरम खान जैसे रईसों और प्रमुख सेनापतियों के घाव को गंगा के पानी से धोया गया था. Tell me the battle, right? Tell me the battle. That's the question for the audience, and I will just take about 30 seconds of your time and declare and display who our top 3 finishers are on the scoreboard of this grade 1 final here at Ganga Quest 2022. Just give me a moment. All right, audience, I hope you've been sending in your answers. Right, so this was the question for the audience. Okay, now for the final scores. Before we move on to the podium finishers, let me tell you the 3 participants that unfortunately missed out on being on the podium. Starting with 6th place, but congratulations, a wonderful performance there from Aditya Jaina from Kalinganagar. Unfortunately, -10, but congratulations reaching this stage, a considerable achievement there. Then, of course, in 5th place is Arnav Maheshwari from Jaipur. Unfortunately, you missed out as well. You finished 5th in this quiz. And then in 4th place is Nitya Maheshwari, also from Jaipur. You miss out on being on the podium. But well done to all 3 of you for reaching this level of competition. Thousands of people participated, and eventually you were in the top 6. So there's great pride in that. All right, now for our participants on the podium. As it turned out, it was the last question that essentially decided and flipped the 2nd and the 3rd, right? So when Monica took and bated breath is Bandana Kaur from New Delhi, who finishes second. Like a participant who gave 17 out of the possible 20 answers, although I must say not all of them were correct. So which is why the margin of victory isn't that huge, but significant enough to make her feel comfortable, including when she got the final two answers wrong. So even with getting the final, the organizing team at Ganga Quest, I'd like to thank each and every one of you, and especially congratulate the winners, Mavya, Bandana, Monica, and of course, the three participants who couldn't be on the podium. Well done to you as well. Congratulations for being amongst the top 6. And now I'd like to pass on the mic to my colleague Shikha, who can take it ahead from here. And I hope the audience has been giving their answers to the WhatsApp number that I specified.
All right, well, a wonderful competition that was, and I'm sure all of our audience and everyone associated has enjoyed it too, as much as we did. So we have Sri D.P. Mathuria, Executive Director, Technical, National Mission for Clean Ganga, here with us, and he would like to share his thoughts and also congratulate the winners. So over to you.
Thank you, and well, it had been a very exciting journey. I was through up and downs of the quiz, looking at the way participants were answering the questions. Questions were a bit, typical also. Few of the questions I tried to attempt and I found that even I failed. So nobody should worry about whether he couldn't make it to the last 3. The important thing is that the participants did their best and tried to answer the questions the best possible way. That should have been the spirit, and there can be no better way to celebrate World Environment Day for today than to participate in this quiz on Ganga, which happens to be our national river, and which flows with a lot of life and a lot of essence for every one of us. I'd like to congratulate all, in fact, in particular, Aditya, who had been youngest one and who did attempt a lot of questions, but he shouldn't feel disheartened. My congratulations rest to all 6 participants, and in particular, our first three successful contenders. Malvika Shrivastava, who had been told that she attempted 17 questions out of 20, and that speaks volumes about what kind of preparedness she must have been through. Congratulations also to Bandana Kaur from Delhi, a nice show, a very good work done, and Monica Swami from Jaipur. I'll also congratulate Nitya Maheshwari and Arna Maheshwari from Jaipur. They did a lot of good work. So I hope it had been an exciting journey for the participants also, as it has been a very, very exciting journey for all of us at National Mission for Clean Ganga. Everyone knows that we are into a gigantic task for restoring the wholesomeness of the river Ganga, and you happen to be our messengers, ambassadors, carrying forth our messages and the messages through your understanding to people, to public, to students, to teachers alike, both in country and outside. So keep it up, keep on pouring the messages, good messages all around in the country and abroad. Thank you, and all the best wishes on congratulations on World Environment Day. Thank you.
All right, so thank you, sir, for motivating our participants. And we request our audience to stay tuned with us. We will be joining shortly for our second session, which is for our category 2. So please stay tuned with us, give it some time, and we'll be joining back shortly. Thank you.
गंगा क्विज, आई लव दिस आइडिया। मुझे लगता है बच्चों को आकर्षित करने के लिए, बच्चों को जानकारी देने के लिए, information is one thing, then it needs the inspiration. If there is a information, there is a inspiration, our children will become innovative. उसके लिए ये सारा आइडिया जो है ये नया इनोवेशन है। और अब बारी आती है इम्प्लीमेंटेशन की। इंफॉर्मेशन यू ऑल हैव इट, you don't have it, find out from the Google, find out from the Jal Shakti Mantralaya website, you will have lot of information, वहाँ से ढूंढिए, मिलेगी आपको। और फिर पहले खुद को इन्फॉर्म करिए, खुद को इंस्पायर करिए, फिर इनोवेटिव आइडियाज़ ढूंढिए और उन सब आइडियाज़ को ढूंढ के इस क्विज में हिस्सा लीजिए।
The geologically young active eastern delta and the older less active western delta. गंगा की कौन सी शाखा गंगा डेल्टा के को दो भागों में विभाजित करता है? भौगोलिक रूप से युवा सक्रिय पूर्वी डेल्टा और बुद्ध कम सक्रिय पश्चिमी डेल्टा. Which distributary of the Ganga is this? Have to send in your message answers as a message on WhatsApp. I've sent you the number. Okay, participants, scoreboard as follows. Still only 4 questions, but there is a considerable lead that one of you has got, and that is Pratik Adarsh from Delhi, who's currently on 27, and some distance away is Anirudh, also from Delhi, at 10. Rest of you are still to open your account, but Renu is on -5. We'll move on to our next question. Here is number 5. While irrigation was highly developed from the 12th century onward, which Greek ambassador recorded the use of irrigation in the 4th century BCE when he navigated the Ganga? जबकि 12वीं शताब्दी के बाद से सिंचाई का आध्यात्मिक विकास हुआ था, किस यूनानी राजदूत ने 4वीं शताब्दी ईसा पूर्व में गंगा को नेविगेट करते समय सिंचाई के उपयोग को दर्ज किया था? On the buzzer first is Renu. Yes, Renu.
Option C, Megasthenes.
Option C, Megasthenes is correct. That is indeed the answer. You got a negative earlier, but this time you get a full 10. That's well done. And provisionally, you move into 3rd place. Long way to go though. Still have a lot of hard work that you need to do. Let's move on. Here is the next question, number 6. Which research and innovation project funded by the EU and the Government of India will be completed in 2023? यूरोपीय संघ और भारत सरकार द्वारा वित्त पोषित कौन सी अनुसंधान और नवाचार परियोजना 2023 में पूरी होगी? इसका लोगो आप देख सकते हैं। बजर दबाया है सबसे पहले रेनू सैनी ने। रेनू, व्हाट इज योर आंसर? यू हैवंट इवन सीन द ऑप्शंस, बट आई नीड यू टू गिव मी द आंसर।
Clean Ganga Mission
is incorrect. Passes to Anirudh, also on the buzzer, but without the options.
Pavitra Ganga Mission.
Your answer is?
Pavitra Ganga Mission.
Is correct. That's the answer that I was looking for. Didn't need the options at all. That's well done, Anirudh. However, because you were second on the buzzer, so you get a 7. But Renu, you get a negative for giving me the wrong answer. Anirudh, on the other hand, gets a +7 for giving me the right answer, even without the need of options. That's well done. All right, so Pavitra Ganga for unlocking wastewater treatment, water reuse, and resource recovery opportunities for urban and peri-urban areas. Let's move on to the next one. Here's number 7. This is the oldest dam of India and the 4th oldest dam of the world. It is the irrigation lifeline of Tamil Nadu and an economic beneficiary for people living around this dam. यह भारत का सबसे पुराना और दुनिया का चौथा सबसे पुराना बांध है। यह बांध तमिलनाडु की सिंचाई जीवन रेखा है और इस बांध के आसपास रहने वाले लोगों के लिए एक आर्थिक लाभार्थी है। On the buzzer is Anirudh first, followed by Pratik and then Apurva. Anirudh, what is your answer?
Is it Puppuswamy Dam?
Puttaswamy Dam is incorrect. Passes to Pratik.
The Mallikarjun Dam.
Mallikarjun Dam is incorrect. Passes to Apurva.
Sir, Great Anicut Dam, option E.
Grand Anicut Dam, you mean, not is correct. That's the answer. Good answer. On the third attempt, I finally have an answer. Both Pratik as well as Anirudh getting it wrong, and as a result of which collecting a -5, and Apurva pouncing on the opportunity and getting her first points on the scoreboard with a +4. That's well done. All right. It's on the river Kaveri. We'll move on to our next question, number 8. In Rudyard Kipling's story, The Bridge Builders, the Malviya Bridge over the river Ganga is given what name after the nearby city in Uttar Pradesh? रुडियार्ड किपलिंग की कहानी द ब्रिज बिल्डर्स में गंगा नदी पर बने मालवीय ब्रिज को उत्तर प्रदेश के नजदीकी शहर के नाम पर क्या नाम दिया गया है? On the buzzer is Rachit. Yes, Rachit.
Sir,
Rachit, you'll have to say that again.
Kanpur Bridge.
Kanpur Bridge. Is that what you said? Okay. I will hold on because I'm not too clear of what you're saying, but I think you said Kanpur Bridge. I will move on to the next participant. I'm not declaring whether this is not. I'll move on to Renu. Renu, what's your answer?
It's Haridwar Bridge.
Haridwar Bridge is incorrect. Passes to Pratik for the third guess.
Sir, Kanpur.
Your answer is Kanpur. That is incorrect as well. Rachit, I couldn't hear your answer, so I'm moving on. I think you said Kanpur Bridge, but that was wrong as well. I'm moving on to our next participant, that's Deepak. Deepak, what's your answer?
Sir, option D.
Option
D.
Can you spell it out for me?
Kashi Bridge.
Kashi Bridge is correct. That's the answer that I was looking for. This is Kashi Bridge. Rachit, I couldn't clearly hear what you were saying, but I kind of felt you said Kanpur Bridge, but I did not declare whether that was correct or not. So I'm just clarifying why I played this question the way I did. And so I just considered it to be a void guess. So I'm not giving you a negative for that either. Rachit, I think you will have to check your connection. That's a -5 to Renu and a -5 to Pratik. Both of you getting a negative, but a +4 to Deepak. +4 to Deepak for being the third one, and finally the correct one to get this one as the answer. And also Deepak, you've found a place on the scoreboard now with your first answer. It is indeed the Kashi Bridge. Now, we'll ask a question to the audience. 8 questions are done. Audience, here is your question. Situated on the eastern bank of the Hooghly River, the presiding deity of the Dakshineshwar Kali temple is blank and an aspect of Kali, who is a form of Adi Shakti. हुगली नदी के पूर्वी तट पर स्थित एक दक्षिणेश्वर काली मंदिर के संरक्षक देवता ब्लैंक जो काली का एक रूप या पहलू है, आदि शक्ति का स्वरूप है. Just fill in the blank. This is for the audience. Rachit, again, I'll need you to switch on your video. Your video is off. Okay, we'll move on to our next question. Here's number 9. During early implementation of the 1974 Safe Drinking Water Act, officials developed a rule that required drinking water treatment systems to use what form of granular carbon? 1974 के सुरक्षित पेयजल अधिनियम के प्रारंभिक कार्यान्वयन के दौरान अधिकारियों ने एक नियम विकसित किया जिसमें पेयजल उपचार प्रणालियों को किस प्रकार के दानेदार कार्बन का उपयोग करने की मांग की थी. On the buzzer first is Deepak. Yes, Deepak.
So option C, frozen carbon.
Frozen carbon is incorrect, Deepak. That's a -5. Passes to Pratik.
It's a purified carbon.
Purified carbon is incorrect as well. Passes to Apurva.
Sir, option B, sun-dried carbon.
Sun-dried carbon is also incorrect. So that's a -5 to all three of you. Next on the buzzer was Renu. Renu, do you want to tell us the right answer? Just read it out for us. You're muted, Renu. Okay, just figure out how your device works. Renu, are you giving an answer? I think you're still muted.
Activate carbon.
Is correct. Thank you, Renu. Just reading out what was remaining. No points there, obviously, for Renu, but -5 to three of you, -5 to Deepak, -5 to Pratik, and -5 to Apurva. This was activated carbon, all three of you giving a wrong answer. We'll move on to our next question. Here's number 10. Known for its carpets and brassware industries, which city has the clock tower that you see here that is used as the reference for Indian Standard Time? अपने कालीनों और पीतल के बर्तनों के उद्योगों के लिए प्रसिद्ध किस शहर में यह घंटाघर है जिसका उपयोग भारतीय मानक समय के संदर्भ के रूप में किया जाता है? Anirudh is on the buzzer, so without the options, Anirudh, what's your answer?
So, is it Mirzapur?
Is it Mirzapur? Let's see if Mirzapur is in the options, and it is indeed correct. That's the answer. It is indeed Mirzapur. Anirudh didn't care for the options, for he knew the answer very well and he gave it correct. It is Mirzapur. Good answer there. Anirudh gets you a +10. Next question, number 11, halfway into the quiz now. This act created a full stop to the killing of fauna near Indian river basins. It is also against taxidermy, a practice of preserving dead animals as a trophy that used to happen in princely states. Which act is this? इस अधिनियम ने नदी घाटियों के पास जीवों की हत्या पर पूर्ण विराम लगा दिया। यह टैक्सिडर्मी के खिलाफ भी है, जो मृत जानवरों को ट्रॉफी के रूप में संरक्षित करने की प्रथा है, जो कि रियासतों में हुआ करती थी। यह कौन सा अधिनियम है? On the buzzer is Pratik. Yes, Pratik.
Sir, D, Wildlife Protection Act 1972.
Wildlife Protection Act 1972 is perfect there, Pratik. Well done. Gets you a 10. You got a string of negatives actually. You got 3 consecutive negatives. So you were really desperate for points and you got it right on the very first attempt. Gets you a 10er. That's well done, Pratik. Now to the next question, number 12. This is the only endangered bird of the Ganga basin as per IUCN and found in the middle and lower stretches of river Ganga. A very small bird, just measuring 33 centimeters. It feeds on fishes and tadpoles. Please identify it. यह IUCN के अनुसार गंगा बेसिन का एकमात्र लुप्त प्राय पक्षी है और गंगा नदी के मध्य और निचले हिस्सों में पाया जाता है। बहुत छोटा पक्षी, यह मछलियों और मेंढक को खाता है। Please identify. On the buzzer is Anirudh. Yes, Anirudh.
So, is it black-bellied tern? Option B.
Black-bellied tern is correct. It is indeed the black-bellied tern. That's Anirudh. That gets you a +10 for getting it right on the very first attempt. Very good. Okay, that brings us to the end of 12 questions. I'll ask an audience question and then we'll continue the action with the participants that we're playing with. Have to WhatsApp your answers, audience, to this number 88264 and your question is, NMCG is coming up with a Ganga Aqualife Conservation Monitoring Center under its program titled Biodiversity Conservation and Ganga Rejuvenation. Which Indian institute will this center be set up? एनएमजीसी अपने जैव विविधता संरक्षण और गंगा कायाकल्प कार्यक्रम के तहत गंगा जलीय जीव संरक्षण निगरानी केंद्र के साथ आ रहा है। यह केंद्र किस भारतीय संस्थान में स्थापित किया जाएगा? All right, audience, that's enough time. I think we will continue to pick action with our participants, but before we do that, for first spot between Anirudh and Pratik continues. However, at this point, it's Anirudh that is leading with a score of 32, and Pratik, who was leading earlier when we checked the scores the first time around, he's fallen behind and he's now second with a score of 22. In third place, by virtue of, let's be honest, struggling with his internet connection, is Rachit at the score of 0, because all the other participants are currently on negatives. Both Apurva and Deepak are on -1, while Renu is on -5. Right, so two-way battle at the moment, but I'm hoping and I'm eagerly looking forward to others picking up the pace and giving each other a very stiff competition and not just making it a race between two participants. Right. Okay, best of luck to everyone. 8 more questions to go. Here is question number 13. Which tributary of the Ganga system flows northwards? गंगा प्रवाह तंत्र की कौन सी सहायक नदी उत्तर की ओर बहती है? Flows northwards. Yes, Deepak from Kerala.
Yamuna.
Yamuna. I'm afraid is incorrect, Deepak. I so wanted you to get this right, predominantly because you're from Kerala. So, getting an answer for a different part of the country. Anyway, moving on to Apurva. Apurva, what's your answer?
Option B, Son.
Son is correct. That's the answer. It's the Son River that flows northwards, as you can see in this map. That's well done, Apurva. Desperately needed a few points, and this time you get a 7. That's well done. -5, however, to Deepak, because that was incorrect. Your guess was incorrect. It was Son. That's the answer. Let's move on to the next one. Here's number 14. Which Mughal emperor called the water of Ganga as water of immortality and insisted on its serving at his court? किस मुगल सम्राट ने गंगा के पानी को अमरता का पानी कहा और अपने दरबार में इसे परोसने पर आग्रह किया? On the buzzer is Renu. Yes, Renu. Akbar. You didn't even need to see the options. Your answer is Akbar is good answer there without the need for options, because Renu knew this answer very well. It is indeed Akbar. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Here's number 15. Renu collects a 10, moves up the x-axis from the negatives, from below the x-axis to above the x-axis. Here's the next question. The Harihar Kshetra Mela is held on the confluence of river Gandak. On which day in November, December is it held? हरिहर क्षेत्र मेला गंडक नदी के संगम पर आयोजित किया जाता है. यह नवंबर दिसंबर में कौन से दिन आयोजित किया जाता है? On the buzzer is Renu. Yes, Renu.
कार्तिक पूर्णिमा.
Can we expect back-to-back answers from Renu? Renu says Kartik Purnima is indeed correct. It is indeed Kartik Purnima. That's 2 consecutive answers out of sheer desperation that she has given, and that is indeed correct. That's another 10-pointer for you. That's very good. And now you're taking the fight really close to both Pratik as well as Anirudh, exactly that I sort of prompted you, not just you, but everyone, that, we can have more people fighting for the crown. Right. So Renu gets 2 consecutive answers. That's another 10-pointer for her. Here's the next one, number 16. Under the Namami Gange program, industrial effluent monitoring has been adopted to better check the pollution in River Ganga. Till 2021, there were 2180 GPIs. These GPIs are now regulated under the Environment Protection Act. My question is, what is GPI? नमामि गंगे कार्यक्रम के तहत गंगा नदी में प्रदूषण की बेहतर जांच के लिए औद्योगिक अपशिष्ट निगरानी को अपनाया गया है. 2021 तक 2180 GPI थे. ये GPI अब पर्यावरण संरक्षण अधिनियम के तहत विनियमित हैं. GPI का अर्थ क्या है? सबसे पहले बजर दबाया है अनिरुद्ध ने. अनिरुद्ध, आपका जवाब है
B, grossly polluting industries.
Grossly polluting industries is correct. That's well done. Anirudh gets you a 10-pointer. You were troubled by others, especially Renu, who got 2 consecutive answers, but you decided that you're going to have none of it. So you decided to give an answer by yourself, and you got it correct. That's a 10er for you, Anirudh. Next up will be an audience question. So audience, you've been waiting patiently and you're seeing how close this competition is getting with each passing question. But here's an opportunity for you to collect a few audience prizes. Now, here is my question for the audience. Okay. Your question is, this is a poster from a 2016 film set in Varanasi. You see the beautiful river Ganga as well. Please name the film. यह 2016 में वाराणसी में आधारित एक फिल्म का पोस्टर है. फिल्म का नाम बताइए. All right, audience, I hope you're sending in your answers. We'll move on to our final set of 4 questions. 4 questions remain. Still is anybody's game. There's 40 points that one individual can get, and if you do that, will most likely happen to win this quiz. Right. Let's move on to our next question. Number 17. One of the key achievements under the Namami Gange program has been the development of Ganga Grams. This program is being watched by which UN body, United Nations body, in the capacity of its executive agency? नमामि गंगे कार्यक्रम की प्रमुख उपलब्धियों में से एक गंगा ग्राम विकसित करना रहा है. इस कार्यक्रम को संयुक्त राष्ट्र का कौन सा निकाय अपनी कार्यकारी एजेंसी के रूप में देख रहा है? On the buzzer is Renu.
Option B, UNFCCC.
UNFCCC. I'm afraid, Renu, that is incorrect. That's a -5. Passes to Pratik.
D, UNICEF.
D, UNICEF. I'm afraid that's incorrect as well.
Yes, sir. I guess option C, UNGA.
UN General Assembly is incorrect as well. All 3 of you giving a wrong answer for this one. I'm so sorry. I wanted at least somebody to get it right. I was really excited to see when Renu got it right. I thought that perhaps the race for second place and the first place is on, but she got it wrong. So did Pratik, he got it wrong, and so did Apurva, all 3 in the chasing squad, all 3 of them getting a wrong answer. The right answer is the UN Development Program, UNDP. Ganga Grams are basically 1,674 gram panchayats. Construction of toilets and proper sanitation facilities around these villages have been ordered by the ministry to better the Ganga basin. 3 more questions to go. Let's see if we still have a stiff competition ongoing with others getting a wrong answer. Anirudh sort of feels comfortable, but I'm not sure if he's really comfortable because mathematically, Anirudh can still be chased down. Let's move on. 3 questions to go. Number 18 now. There is a river in Gaya district of Bihar. The river is famous particularly because people come here to do Pindadan ritual for their ancestors. The river remains dry throughout the year except in the monsoons. Which river is this? बिहार के गया जिले में एक नदी है. यह नदी विशेष रूप से इसलिए प्रसिद्ध है क्योंकि लोग अपने पूर्वजों के लिए पिंडदान अनुष्ठान करने के लिए यहाँ आते हैं. मॉनसून को छोड़कर यह नदी पूरे साल सूखी रहती है. यह कौन सी नदी है? On the buzzer is Anirudh.
So option D, Falgu.
Option D, Falgu, taking the decision to. He could have had the option of waiting and seeing what the others are doing, but he decided to control the narrative of this quiz. He goes for Falgu, and Falgu is correct. That is indeed the right answer. That's well done, Anirudh. As you can see, dry most of the year, just about in monsoons, fills up with some water, and people perform Pindan for their ancestors here. It's a good answer. Anirudh gets you a +10, gives you a significant cushion now. No doubt about that. We have 2 more questions to go. 20 points still to be won. The fight for the second place at least is very, very strong. Here's the next one. 19. What is the chemical found in the tanneries effluents that does not get treated in standard treatment plants and needs special recovery units? टैनरियों के अपशिष्टों में पाया जाने वाला रसायन कौन सा है जिसका उपचार मानक उपचार संयंत्रों में नहीं किया जाता और इसे विशेष तरह से पाने की आवश्यकता होती है? On the buzzer is Deepak. Yes, Deepak.
So, option D, chlorine.
Chlorine. I'm afraid that's incorrect. That's a -5 there. Deepak, question passes to Renu.
It's option B.
Can you spell it out for me?
Sir, it's option B, chromium.
Chromium is correct. It is indeed chromium. That's well done. Good answer. That gets you a +7 as a result. Good answer there, Renu. Okay, so here is where we are at. So we are certain of who will be the winner of this quiz. All right. We are also certain which are the 3 participants that will not finish on the podium. Okay. So essentially, it's a competition now on the final question between 2 participants, right? So I would request Rachit, Apurva, Deepak and Anirudh to not press the buzzer, because even if you do happen to press the buzzer, I will not let you I will not basically allow you to give the answer. So it's pointless for you to press the buzzer. The only reason why I'm saying this is because no matter what you do, your position in this quiz will not be impacted, right? So you will remain where you are, whether you give a right answer or a wrong answer. So essentially, it's a competition. The last question is a competition between Prateek Adarsh from Delhi as our 2nd finalist and Renu Saini from Jaipur as our 4th finalist, right? So the competition is between the 2 of you. Only the 2 of you are supposed to press the buzzer. If you press the buzzer, give a right answer, you get a you finish 2nd. If you press the buzzer, give a wrong answer, you finish 3rd. That's it. So both of you are on the podium no matter what happens, but where you are, whether you're 2nd or you're 3rd, will be depending on whether you give a right answer or a wrong answer, right? If now I want to close this here, if nobody presses the buzzer, I will tell you which are the wrong options. The moment one of you presses the buzzer, tell me what the right answer is. If you're correct, you get points. If you're incorrect, you don't get points. That's about it, right? I hope that's clear. Renu and Prateek, are there any queries before I move on to the final question?
No, sir.
No? Very simple, straightforward. It's like after the first 5 penalties that are taken in a football match, right? You just do a sudden death. So it's exactly like that. Whoever gets the right answer qualifies, don't get a right answer, the other person not qualifies, the other person finishes 2nd, right? So it's a fight for the 2nd place. All right, here is your question just for Prateek Adarsh and Renu Saini. So Delhi versus Jaipur battle for 2nd place. Look at the visual. Feel free to hit the buzzer whenever. Now my question is, on the Mayurakshi River of Jharkhand is the Masanjor Dam that you just saw. It has another name by which it is known because a country aided its construction. So in honor, this dam is known by that country's name. Which country, whose foreign minister inaugurated it in 1955? झारखंड की मयूराक्षी नदी पर मसंजोर बांध है, लेकिन इसे एक और नाम से जाना जाता है क्योंकि एक देश ने इस बांध के निर्माण में सहायता की थी, इसलिए इस बांध को उस देश के नाम से जाना जाता है. कौन सा देश जिसके विदेश मंत्री ने 1955 में इसका उद्घाटन किया था? On the buzzer is Renu. Yes, Renu.
It's Canada Dam.
All right, it's Canada Dam. I have your answer, and I will take a little pause, and I will tell you. We have a clear first, second, and third. I will take a little pause, and I will do a final calculation of scores, and I'll present you the scores. I'll tell you what the answer was then. So we'll keep the suspense for a while. But thank you for playing, everyone. I hope all of you enjoyed, and I hope you had a wonderful time in being a part of this quiz. There is one audience question that I need to ask as well. So I will skip to asking that audience question. Okay, audience, I remember you. I haven't forgotten about you. So one final audience question. Okay, audience, here's your question. As the Ganga descended from heaven to earth, she is also considered the vehicle of ascent from earth to heaven. Since she flows in heaven, earth, and the nether world, Ganga is referred to as Tripaga in Sanskrit. My question is, just tell me what is Tripaga. जैसा कि गंगा स्वर्ग से पृथ्वी पर अवतरित हुई है, उन्हें स्वर्ण रोहन स्वर्ग जाने का माध्यम भी माना जाता है, क्योंकि वह स्वर्ग, पृथ्वी और पाताल में बहती है, इसलिए संस्कृत में गंगा को त्रिपग कहा जाता है। यह त्रिपग क्या है? This is a question for the audience. Send your answers via WhatsApp to 88264 50053. Now I'll take a minute and then I'll tell you what the final scores are, the final standings are, and our result for our grade 2 Ganga Quest final. Just give me a moment.
साल 2020 में उत्तर प्रदेश में वाटर मैनेजमेंट के 23,000 से ज्यादा माइक्रो इरिगेशन सिस्टम्स का निर्माण पूरा हुआ। बाढ़ से बचाव के लिए राज्य में बेसिन मैनेजमेंट की नीति लागू हुई। वाटर रेगुलेटरी कमीशन बना और राज्य में नहरों के नेटवर्क की बेहतर देखरेख करके 45 लाख किसानों की 18 लाख हेक्टेयर जमीन को सिंचाई सुविधा से जोड़ा गया। वाराणसी में वरुणा नदी का इलाका पर्यटन स्थल की तरह निखारा गया। लखनऊ नगर निगम ने पहली बार म्युनिसिपल बॉन्ड्स बेचकर 200 करोड़ रुपए जुटाए। जल जीवन मिशन और अटल भूजल योजना का बुंदेलखंड और विंध्याचल क्षेत्र में और विस्तार किया गया। इसके अलावा एक्वीफर मैपिंग, रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग, चेक डैम्स और सीवेज ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट के मोर्चों पर हुई प्रगति को देखते हुए उत्तर प्रदेश को बेस्ट स्टेट कैटेगरी में प्रथम पुरस्कार दिया जाता है।
All right, so we are set with the result of the grade 2 final, final that saw a very close finish, and I will just tell you who the 3 participants are that have been on the podium. All right, audience, I hope you've sent in your answers question as well. Before we move on to our podium finishers, firstly, congratulations to the 3 that could not finish amongst the top 3. That is Rachit Jain from Delhi. Guessing he struggled mostly with the internet, but well done for being amongst the top 6. And then Apurva Tayal from Shangli in UP, also congratulations for being amongst the top 6 as well. And also Deepak Dilip, the furthest away from River Ganga, from where most of the questions were coming in from Trivandrum in Kerala. Well done, Deepak. Some answers that came in from you, but not all of them were correct, and as a result of which you miss out on being amongst the top 3. However, in 3rd place, so we had a little bit of suspense there. We were waiting for resolving that tie that was ongoing between Renu Saini from Jaipur, and you finished 3rd in this quiz with a score of 17. Prateek, you started really strong, but towards the second half of the quiz, you accumulated a lot. First, you kept on moving behind to 3rd eventually, but well done, significant achievement, lots of prizes coming your way. And with that final answer, I kept the suspense. Our winner for grade 2 quiz started a little slow, but pushed the pedal to the metal when it counted the most, like a marathon run. Eventually, when it's needed, pull up the pace, and that's what he did. Gave about 4 answers in the second half of this quiz, and that ensured that there was no challenging his ascent to the summit. Please congratulate Anirudh Nair from Delhi as our winner for Grade 2 final with a score of 52. Shortly, but thank you everyone, all the Grade 2 participants, all thousands of you who started out in the early online quizzes, and to some double digit of you who participated in the prelims earlier today, and then now the 6 finalists. Congratulations to each one of you, and of course the top 3. There are some prizes that are coming your way. I will now request my colleagues at NMCG to please take it over from here.
All right, thank you Ajay, and thank you our lovely participants. So congratulations to the winners, and we will be resuming for category 3 live quiz at 3:15. And our audience, we request you to keep joining us, keep answering the questions, and grab a chance to win some exciting prizes. See you soon.